Okay, so we just talked about 2D shapes and their thumbnails. So now we're going to talk about 3D forms and to draw the thumbnails. So again, in your sketchbook, you're going to divide up your sketchbook to make it kind of look like a big window. Again, you can use a ruler or a piece of paper to help you out. And also, while you're drawing these shapes and forms, you can also use a ruler or a piece of paper. I just don't. Okay, so again, hopefully with your 2D shapes, you had 4 different pictures, and now we're going to have 4 different pictures of 3D forms together. I feel like the 3D forms are always a little bit harder for students to put together just because first you gotta make them 3-dimensional, and then I'm asking you to now put them in a picture. So it's really, really tricky sometimes for some people. So again, if you want to think about that rule of thirds, and maybe just start off that way and be like, okay, well, instead of a square, now I'm going to turn my square into a cube, okay? And so here again is my flat square. And one way to do this is to offset it a little bit, and then I connect my corners, and now I have my cube. So I already have something here starting off. So then, now I need to add more forms. So maybe I want to make it easy on myself and add another cube since maybe I'm confident in making that. So let's do it again over here. And see how I made them a different size, because again, we want to think about different sizes. We don't want all of our forms to be the same clunky size. So now maybe I want to put some pyramids or cones or something somewhere. So maybe now I will have them down here coming off of the edge of the page, because I still also with this have to think about how these touch the edge. Okay, I don't want them all just hovering in the middle. So maybe now I want to have a tube or a noodle type thing coming from this way. Maybe I want another one doing this. And also, as I'm drawing this in, I'm kind of like reinforcing my focal point or my emphasis, because these are kind of like all like kind of going this way. They're making my eye get drawn here. Maybe I want smaller pyramids. Maybe I want 3D ovals. Oh, maybe I want some more over here. And so see how I got a little bit of overlapping in right here, but that's not enough. I need to probably work a little bit harder on that. So maybe now, and this is also really hard, is getting our forms to overlap. This confuses a lot of people. So maybe I'm just going to make it easy on myself and put like a tube over another tube. And so where it crosses, I need to erase what's underneath. So here I got in a place where things are overlapping. Maybe I want to do that again. Maybe I want to have a pyramid overlapping this oval a little bit. So I already had that oval drawn, so now I need to kind of get rid of what was underneath. So herein I got another overlapping. I have things touching the edges, and then I have change in size. I have big things, small things, medium things. So that can be one. I could be done with that one. Let me do another one that kind of incorporates a little bit more of the overlapping stuff. So again, here could be my rule of thirds. So maybe I want to have my focal point somewhere down here. So maybe I want to go crazy and just do a big kind of blob, because that kind of eats up a lot of space. Well, so there's my line, but now I need to make it look 3-dimensional. So maybe now what I want to do is curve it and do like that. I don't know. So now I need to give it some thickness, make it look like it has a side to it. So now I'm going to add these lines like this, Kind of looks like the ribbon from a long time ago that we talked about. And then, so now it looks like it's thick, okay? And so now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get rid of these lines because I don't want them to confuse anybody, those grid lines. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a hole in this big blobby thing because then I'm gonna use that hole to overlap something else into it. So let's say I make my hole like a big oval because that's probably the easiest thing I can do right now. And so then I have my oval, but now again, I need to add that line up here to make it look like it's thick, okay? And so usually I feel like the easiest thing to put through these holes are like the tubes. Really, you can put anything like cubes or anything, but I'm just gonna stick with like a noodly tube. So again, because this will help me get something that overlaps. So I'm gonna draw like 2 vertical lines, and then I know it's gonna go through over here, and maybe it'll just go off the page to make it easier. And then up here, I could leave it like this, but maybe I'll just create this so that it looks like an actual like tube. But then remember, I have to erase what's happening here to show that the tube is like going on top of that blobby form, like that. All right, so that was a lot right there. So hopefully maybe you try that yourself even, you know, in one of your sketches or just off to the side just to kind of get the idea, or replay this to kind of just see how I did it. So now, you know, I have a lot going on down here. Maybe up here, I don't know, maybe I just want diamonds. I'm not a fan of that diamond. So I have a big diamond. Well, maybe now I want more of a medium diamond. I don't want all my stuff to be the exact same size. And maybe to make it even more interesting, I create a 3rd smaller one down there. So I have overlapping, I have touching edges, I have change in size. They're all kind of different sizes. I could be done with this one, or you know, or I could create another blob. It's really whatever you want to do, as long as, you know, it's a pleasing composition. So then I would do another one up here, and I would do another one down here of forms. And so remember, you know, I have a good mixture. I have organic, these softer ones, and then I also have some geometric, the harder shaped ones. So you also want to blend those together too. But then, so remember at the end, you're going to want to have 4 separate pictures of these forms that are interacting together.